Good morning. Welcome to Morning Brew with Yes, it's your girl Germaine, and we are here this Monday morning. It is absolutely beautiful outside, so I'm gonna try to see if I can get outside to get a few sun rays today. I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm busy. But listen, I am here, and Mondays mean Blacks in it's a Blacks in segment with Teresa Mary Watson herself. She is joining us in studio today, and she's going to bring the Blacks in fact today. Um, but before we bring her in, we're going to talk a little bit about today's message. So, listen, if you're chiming in, oh, I forgot to start my Instagram, y'all. Give me a second. Hold on. See, hold on. I'm trying to get it. It ain't starting. What's happening? Hold on, I can't get my Instagram started. This technology. There we go. Oh, nope. Oh, Instagram, bear with me. Don't know. Don't know what's happening. This is a good message today. So hold on, guys. Bear with me. Let me see how to get my Instagram up and running. What happened? Look, what happened? Okay, guys. Hold on, because Instagram, we get a lot of people joining in from Instagram. So I want to make sure that they're able to get in on the live video today. So if you bear with me 1 second, I am going to make sure Instagram is joining us today on Morning Brew because, like I said, we have a good message today. Teresa's bringing a good Blacks in fact for us today. And so I don't want anybody to miss out on it. Listen, hey, if you're stopping by, let me know what you're drinking. Today, I'm drinking iced coffee, actually. Yes, it's caramel pecan iced coffee with a little bit of hazelnut in it. So, okay, bear with me, guys. I am almost with you, and oh, I don't know. Let me see if Instagram, I don't know. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Instagram, they're coming up. So hopefully everybody's had a good weekend. I don't know what's happening here. Hopefully everybody listen, I hope you had a good weekend. Okay, I got everything freezing up on me. Probably because I'm pressing too many buttons and I'm trying too hard and all that stuff. But let me see if okay, I may have to repurpose Instagram again because not sure what's really happening, but that's okay. Um So yeah, a lot to talk about. Hey, let me just here we go. All right, guys, we're getting this together. Thank you for your patience as you're chiming in. Let me know you're in the comments, okay? Give a sister some love today. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's coming, it's coming. Sometimes you have a little technical difficulties and you just need a moment to get it together. So that's what's happening right now. We're getting Instagram together because I don't want anybody to miss out on. Here we go. We got it. Now I just need to get it to go live. What's wrong, Instagram? I don't repurpose now. There we go. I don't know what's happening, but listen, I'm not going to spend too much time on it. So if you are somebody on Instagram, come over to Facebook or come over to YouTube, okay? I'm sorry. I don't know what happened, but here we go. Listen, today's brew is going to be you lost yourself, but you can always find you again. That's what we're going to talk about today. So let me see who's chiming in. Good morning, Leslie. Happy Monday. Yes, it is a happy Monday, with a few technical difficulties this morning, but that's okay. Hello, John Cates Z91. Thank you, John. It's good to have your presence back. So good morning to you as well. I feel so bad because I get a lot of people popping in over on Instagram, new people and everything. And um, I don't know what's happening, but I can't focus on that right now because I don't want to keep you long, and I don't want to keep our guest in studio, Teresa. I don't want to keep her long because she's a busy woman. She got a lot of things that she's working on, getting information out to us all. But today, let's talk about you lost yourself, but you can find you again. Is that something you've been dealing with? You feeling a little lost, not sure what's going on, need to kind of take a pause so you can kind of collect yourself? You see how I threw that in there, take a pause, right? Because that's what we do. We take a pause so we can pour in a purpose. So sometimes we just need to take a pause. All right. So, life has a way of pulling pieces of us in different directions. Raise your hand if that's you. Raise your hand, right? Sometimes you could feel like everybody needs something, wants something, pulling on you, tugging, or you just making yourself overly available to everybody and everything. And listen, you can't. So sometimes we lose ourselves in responsibilities, relationships, survival mode, career demands, grief, expectations from others, trying to be everything for everybody. Does any of those sound familiar to you? Just say yes, no, or you know what, maybe. But if we're honest with ourselves, I'm quite sure if you have not mastered being able to walk in a place of peace and not letting people or things dominate your time, then you're good. You're real good. But in a lot of cases, most of us can identify with one part of any one of these things that I said, whereas you feel like your life may be pulled in different pieces or different directions. And it may be a result of responsibility, relationships, survival mode, career demands, grief, expectation from others, or trying to be everything for everybody and not you. So, often it doesn't happen all at once. Nope. Sometimes it's just a buildup. It happens a little bit at a time, little by little. You stop doing things you love. You stop checking in on yourself. You start becoming who everyone else needs you to be. Wow. Is this hitting you all? Is this resonating? Is this like watch you all in my business type of thing, right? You start becoming what everybody else needs you to be for their needs. It's easy to do. And it's a little bit, a little bit, a little bit at a time. And next thing you know, you've lost you. So then one day you pause and you quickly ask, what happened to me? Hmm. Yes, John says, yes. Let me just post this, John. Yes, through today, though today I had a hobby to shrink all that. So you find yourself, John, you find yourself that you're losing yourself to others and you're forgetting about the things that are most important to you. We stop making us a priority in our own life, our own story. We become the supporting cast member, or we become someone that's just filling in, but we're not the main character in our own story. What is going on? All right, guys, let's talk about it. So, one day when you decided to just take that pause and you quickly asked, what happened to me? But here's the good news: losing yourself does not often mean you've disappeared. It means parts of you may have been buried beneath pressure, pain, or responsibilities. So the real you is still there. Hmm. Let's get into it a little bit more. Let's pour a little bit into purpose, okay? And let's talk about it. So, and I have my guest Teresa. She gonna join in talking about this a little, okay? And so, all right, guys, let's talk about this. So, who you become, who you become to survive is not always, it's not always who you are. Please keep that in mind. Who you become to survive is not always who you become. Leslie, what's happening here? Leslie says, just had this conversation with a coworker. It's relatable. I'm telling you, people are really dealing with some stuff and we're losing sight of who we are. We're losing sight of who we are. Um, so let's kind of pour a little more into purpose and let's uncover some things. So, all right. So who you become to survive is not always who you are. So survival taught you how to protect yourself, but pain may have taught you how to hide yourself. And disappointment may have taught you how to shrink yourself. Survival taught you how to protect yourself, but pain taught you how to hide yourself. And disappointment may have taught you how to shrink yourself. But survival is a season, not your identity. Do not allow survival to become your identity, okay? All right, guys, let's continue to pour a little more. You cannot reconnect with yourself without being honest. You must be honest. You know what? I'm not saying be honest with anybody else outside of you. Start with you. But yeah, it's good to be honest. But please be honest with you first and foremost, because I'm going to tell you a little secret. God sees all, knows all. So you can't hide from him. He already knows. He sees, he knows. All right. So, all right. Healing begins with honesty. Ask yourself what you've been ignoring and be honest in your response. Give yourself permission to acknowledge what hurts. Yeah, sometimes we have to give ourselves a little grace. We do. We do. John, let's see. John, let's see what are you saying. In this hobbies, when I say I love everyone at the end of the show, I become more relaxed. All right. You say shedding tears of joy help after pain. Absolutely. I think it's a purging and a cleansing sometime, right? And so, pretty much, guys, it's always being aware of you, making you the priority in your story. Make you the priority in your story. Start with you first. I think we're just built that we don't want to see others in pain, but we're okay if we're in pain. We want to help everybody, but we forget to help ourselves. You have to start with you, because I don't know if you ever heard the saying, if you're not good, how can you make sure everybody else is good? Especially when you have people that depends on you, that's relying on you. So, all right, guys, you cannot heal what you refuse to face. You cannot heal if you keep ignoring that very thing that keeps showing itself. It keeps showing itself. Sometimes, guys, you know what? Just take the pause and just say, I'm going through it. I'm going to go through it so I can get on the other side of it so I can be healed from it. Okay. All right. So let's pour a little more. Rediscovery is not starting over. I can attest to that. It's not starting over. You're not going back to who you were. No, you're growing into who you're becoming. Don't let that stop you. You're rediscovering every day. You want to be evolving every day. You want to be evolving every day on this life's journey, right? So, God often uses broken places to reveal purpose. You got to stop and pause long enough so you can even hear God, sense, touch, feel, get in a space whereas, okay, God, I'm hearing you loud and clear. But if we keep moving and we're constantly so busy, how can we see how God wants to really move us from where we are in this space to where we need to be? So sometimes finding yourself isn't really discovering yourself for the first time. Let me say this again. Sometimes finding yourself is really discovering yourself for the first time. How many people ready to find themselves? Not with the mask on. Take the mask off. Take the mask off. Let's find the genuine, real you. Not the person people want to prompt and elevate up. Mm-mm. This is a journey of just you connecting with you. Let's find the real you. Fair enough? But you got to take some time, and you got to spend some time with yourself. Okay? You got to be able to connect with the still voice, the Holy Spirit on the inside of you, to be able to help lead and guide you. It's up to you. It's up to you. All right, guys. So let's get into our hold on before we do. You are the star. Yes, Leslie, in the being the leading person in your story. Listen, God gives us all that, right? When we're created, you know, I'm just going to equate it to this is your life, which doesn't mean let me put somebody else in the place of me. No, this is your life. This is your story. You are the lead in your story. Become the star of your story. No, you're not going to hire somebody else to play you. No, you're going to play you. You. So, right now, maybe you need to redefine you as the star in your own story, you as the lead in your own story. Yeah. Give yourself grace and know that it's okay. If God is calling you forth and He keeps pulling on you to come, 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 but you keep like, I don't know, no, I got to stop off because I need to make sure this person is good. This person is good. That person is good. Be obedient. What is God after? What is He after in you? All right. And Leslie, what are you saying? And there is no shame in the self awareness of finding you. Love it. Love it. No shame in it. No shame. Please take a moment. Do not guilt yourself. Don't allow others to guilt you. God is probably trying to get your attention and you keep fighting him and fighting him. But that's why it's so important. You must slow down. You have to slow down. Please. Can you please put God in the driver's seat? Can you please put him in the driver's seat? Okay. Move over, move over. Move to the back seat so you know you won't be so impatient to try to take the wheel. Just get in the back seat. Give him the wheel. All right. All right, guys. So let's get into our next segment for Blacks In. We're going to bring up Miss Teresa Merritt Watson right now. Hello, Miss Watson. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. I'm really having fun. This message today is sometimes we can lose ourselves, but you know what? We can also find ourselves. And so today's message has been, I don't know, it's been fun delivering this message because it's relating to me.
Well,
It's,
actually, I found it to be one of the a very powerful lesson because it reminds all of us, um, particular Black people, sometimes have to pivot, and we really shouldn't have to do that. But there's been occasions where we do have to pivot um, because of the environment.
yes,
But I was looking and reflecting back on my life, and these are really, really powerful things to take. And by the way, I was taking notes, so uh, I'm like, can I get her notes? But
give you my notes.
but at any rate, you reflect back, and people see that we have different personalities as Black people. And I think this is what that reflects to. And
Yes,
sometimes you've learned to be who you are, God is in control, and you keep moving. And
absolutely.
that's one of the reasons why I really respect Reginald Jackson.
Well,
I,
let me get into it. You want me to play the video and then you can
yes,
speak
go
to it?
ahead.
All right, hold on.
Blacks In, we celebrate the birth of baseball legend Reggie Jackson, born May 18, 1946. Known around the world as Mr. October, Reggie became one of the most feared hitters in baseball history with his powerful bat and unforgettable postseason moments. Growing up in Pennsylvania, during a time of racial division in America, he fought through discrimination and pressure to become a Hall of Fame champion. His leadership, confidence, and determination helped inspire generations of Black athletes to dream bigger and stand taller on and off the field. Reggie Jackson proved that greatness is not just about talent, it is about courage, discipline, and showing up when the moment matters most. See you next time on Blacks In.
I love it. Love it. Let's
Well,
talk a little bit about Reggie Jackson.
you just seen a very powerful segment. However, one of the things that really intrigued me about a lot of Black athletes, particularly in that time, is that they were fighters for justice.
Yes.
I get really, really, it gives me a sense of belonging or purpose to see all these black men that are athletes and they're fighting for our justice. He was not allowed to go into restaurants. He was not allowed to use some of the hotels. People would call him names on field, and he dealt with that. He protected the other people that was coming into the baseball field, into the baseball industry. And so you see these things that they fought back in the day are still things that we fight for right now. So I can say that he probably looked at some of the things that you were talking about this morning, who you become to survive,
Absolutely.
and did he ever have any time to relax or let his hair down, if you will, because he had to survive, but he wanted others to survive. Very, very personal guy. Um, and I was trying to figure out why they call him Mr. October,
I know, right?
and that's when the season started. So, and he was such a profound person that it was almost saying that baseball couldn't start without the main man.
Yep.
And so I wonder with him, he's still living, and if he ever really connected to who he is, who am I really? I got to survive.
Good.
The other one that you says is that you survive, you rediscover. So I could see him doing that because he was a fighter for something. I mean, as simple as playing baseball, it was a problem because the man was absolutely great. I don't know baseball like that, but he had a lot of home runs, and he was a force to be reckoned with. So he played a strong part in what you were talking about this morning, and he had to. It wasn't optional.
Absolutely. That's something interesting you say. He had to. It's literally you adjust to what is happening. And he was such an intricate part of the game, that if he didn't play the game, it's almost like fighting for survival. He had to play the game. It was a part of, destiny. For us to even be talking about him today as part of our history. And so showing up in that time, in that season of his life, he probably discovered a lot about really what was on the inside of him that he had to take up and fight a fight that he probably wouldn't have chose to fight. He just wanted to play the game, and he excelled at it. And the crazy thing is they saw that too.
Yes.
So he becomes a threat. So you try to, I don't know, I wonder sometimes if people just sit around saying, let me see how I can really break you. And then when they feel they can't break you, what do I do? What do I do with you? Because they couldn't break them.
Well, they didn't. And he continued to become more powerful. One of the things that rediscovering, I think every time he got pushed back, it made him stronger.
Yeah.
And every time someone else came on, and black came on into the baseball arena, he was like a mentor. Let's make you strong. He didn't want people to go through, and he wanted to train you and teach you how to respond to some of the negativity that you're going to get from the field. So there's a lot of things that you spoke about in that, and I'm going to say, I don't know the man, but I'm going to say that he took God with him a lot of places. So
listen, you would have to, I tell you, because who would really want to sign up for that type of fight?
Yes.
And still keep yourself in a position to win, to still show, the gift that God had given you, the grace, but probably in fear, the whole time of not losing his life. And then, as you stated, to be able to bring people along that was coming in behind him to help even equip and prepare them. But
it's so wonderful to learn about the struggle.
Mhm.
The struggle shouldn't never have been the way it was, but the fact that we in this generation can take a look at him and say that was a struggle and it motivate us to stay the
Yes,
course. Motivates me to stay the course. Okay, it looks like it's nothing's changing, but just stay the course.
absolutely.
So that's what I
Absolutely.
get out of him. I love
Listen,
the
there's
man, but
so
I love
much.
baseball too. So
Okay. There's so much you can take away from it. That's why I think Blacks In is so important that we know our contributions, who we are, what we bring to this entire globe, not just the United States, but the impact of what we bring as a race of people to this whole entire world. And so, please, when we give these Blacks in facts, take the next step and dig a little deeper. Go find out
yes.
more information for yourself, and then share that information. And
Well,
so,
he really recognized that that there was a lot of trauma
mhm,
within the within this within the black people for all the things that have continued to be done with them. So he was one of the first ones to recognize that we're going to be going through a trauma and how it affects us mentally. And I think that's really great because who's thinking about mental health back then that was black, you
e-
know?
exactly,
I mean, I mean,
exactly,
even so, I just think that he was before his time. A lot of things that he did and said was before
definitely,
his time. Yes,
definitely. Well, Miss Teresa Mare Watson, once again, thank you for another Blacks in segment.
and I do want to say that
Please,
for all your listeners, we have a summer Blacks
yeah,
in Summer Academy, and it's for children K through 5,
okay,
um, and it's online, so you can live anywhere. But I am a very strong advocate for us not sending our kids out for someone else to train. Let's start training our kids in these environments. And so it's online, and they will, and it's for 7 weeks. Start June 22nd.
okay, hold on. I'm going to add it in the comments so people can go right to www.blacks-in.com, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to put the link right now.
And I'm looking forward to the funds and the game and highlighting the idea of the creativity that it took for all these different inventions and the robots that people don't think about that we are involved in. We are involved in so much, um, and have developed and created so much. And what did it really take for us to get there?
Exactly.
You saw a problem, you tried to fix it, and you just keep doing it. And I want our kids to see something at home that they could work with, expound on in an environment, and get our critical thinking skills back, because we really did have them, and they focus on being educated and not indoctrinated, and
Mhm.
that's where we can make a significant difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So please make sure for more information, go over, it's in the comments right now. Go over to www.blacks-in.com to get more information about the Blacks in Summer program for your children. It is virtual, so you can be anywhere in the world to
Yes.
connect and get the information that you need. So make sure you do that. And also make sure, if you have not picked up a copy of your calendar, I know we are in the month of May. That's okay, because there's still months left in the calendar. Make sure you get your Blacks in calendar. It's not just the calendar, it is given so much history and information for you to be able to learn from as a family. It's not just for the kids. Keep that in mind. There is so much I'm learning. That's why Blacks In is a part of Morning Brew. I'm learning just like you.
Thank you so much. I really
Teresa,
appreciate.
thank
I enjoy doing it. I enjoy sharing it. I enjoy the whole notion of our people learning more about the greatness that's in our
absolutely.
community.
Absolutely. So, you know what? Always continue to learn. We
Yes.
never want to stop learning. There's so much that we don't know that we need to know. And be careful with the stuff that you are feeding into your minds and everything, because not everything out there is so much stuff out on the internet that, we want to believe everything, but you can't. Everything is
No,
not good for
that's
you.
true.
So you have to learn to filter through a lot of that stuff that's causing more harm than good. So, but make sure you dig a little deeper. Go dig a little deeper when we give these Black Sin Facts. And Teresa, thank you so much for stopping by, making yourself available Mondays. Mondays are always the hardest day of the week because we're coming off the weekend. We're trying to get our mental right. And here we are, jumping right into it.
Yes, we are.
But I will talk to you soon, and we will see you next Monday for the Flex In segment.
Yes.
But we'll continue to share it throughout the week, okay?
Thank
So have
you.
a good day. I'll talk to you soon. Oh my gosh, I love the Black Sin Fact. I love it. I love it because, yes, I am learning so much also. Listen, I don't know everything. The reason I have this platform, one of the reasons is to be able to allow people to come on to share and then to help build community for others to gain. But I do want to take a few minutes before we go into our next segment. I want to take a few minutes and I want to just shout out a friend of mine. Hello, Maggie Taylor. Yes, Maggie, I'm going to call you today. I am. I've been wanting to call you, but I'm going to definitely call you today. So I miss you, girl. So I definitely want to give that shout out. All right. But let's get into our next segment, a part that you all can take part in before we bring Morning Brew to a close for today. Reflection questions. Yes. If you don't know, I like leaving a question for you. I like leaving a question for you so you can kind of ponder over it. You can let it steep. You can think about it, let it brew, and then answer. Answer the question. So, the first question that I want to ask: have you been living as who you truly are, or who you needed to become to survive? Let me say that again. Have you been living as who you truly are, or who you needed to become to survive? Remember, give yourself grace when you answer these questions. And sometimes it could take you to a place of pain, you know, or a place of joy. It could evoke a lot of different emotions. But you know what? Take a moment to really think and ponder and answer the questions, okay? All right. You don't have to give me your answers. No, it's mainly for you. Let's look at question number 2. What parts of yourself have you neglected that you needed to reconnect with? What have you suppressed? What have you ignored? What have you neglected that I don't want to deal with this? I can't, I don't have the emotional capacity right now to deal with this. That's a question for you to answer. Let me ask it again. What parts of yourself have you neglected that you needed to reconnect with? I'm thinking of some right now. Yeah. Reconnect. Make you the priority. I always say, you know what? Let God deals with the hearts of men. So let him be responsible for God, his creation of dealing with the hearts of men. We carry way too much that's not our responsibility when it comes to others. And God needs us to be healthy and whole because there's a work even in you that he is requiring, he is looking to do even in you. So with that, you got to lighten the burden, lay it at the altar, let God have it. Okay? And see what he's saying about you. All right, guys, it's that time. It's that time for us to get into our final sip. Yep, we've come through today's morning brew, and now let's bring it to a close. Fair enough? All right, let's bring it to a close. So today's final sip, before I get into it, let me just say, if you have not gone over to our YouTube channel, Morning Brew with Germaine, and if you have not joined, or if you have not connected with us, subscribe, please make sure you do. Go ahead and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you always know when a new morning brew is available. And hey, you may have some time and you just want to catch up on some things. Maybe some of the topics over there may spark something in you and you want to go back. That's the reason for the vault. Go back into the vault. You have free access to it. And just, see what works for you. And it's okay to leave me a response. Definitely leave me a response. Let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions, hey, you might even be somebody that has a story you want to share, you want to be a part of Morning Brew. Hit me up. You can do it right at my email, morningbrewwithgermaine@gmail.com. You can actually leave me in my comments. You can DM me. So leave a message and let me know that you are someone that may be interested in being a part of Morning Brew with Germaine. I would love to have you so we can have a conversation and talk about it. Norman C. Jones, love you, G. Love you too. Thank you so much for chiming in. It's always good to receive some love. Listen, you know what I always say? Love makes the world go round. But it's a lot of hate right now that's showing his head. And so, you know what? Love covers a multitude of faults, and love can overcome hate. So let's give an outpouring of true, authentic God's love. Okay. And help change someone's outlook on things, make someone's day. Fair enough. All right, guys, let's get into this final sip. And so, you are not lost beyond repair. You may have just suppressed, forgotten about you, but life may have pulled you into different directions, which it can do most times. All right. Pain may have covered pieces of who you are, but what God placed inside of you was never destroyed. And always remember this: if you allow God to reside in Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit to reside on the inside of you, then they're always going to be after themselves within you. So, with that being said, tap in, tap in. But you got to pause long enough to be able to do an inward journey of oneself. You can't just keep moving through life. No, take a moment, pause, so you can pour. Okay, allow him to fill you up so you can begin to pour into the purpose that he has designed for you for his glory. So, with that being said, you know how we do: sip slow, give yourself some grace today, and allow yourself to find you again. Fair enough. Fair enough. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. It's so good when I see new people chiming into Morning Brew, taking a moment to just, hey, let me see what she's talking about, right? Hey. And for those that don't like to come up in the comments and you like to just watch from afar, I appreciate you so much, for just, hey, showing up, taking a few minutes out of your busy day or out of your day to make me a part of your conversation or your brew for the day. All right. But with that being said, enjoy yourself, be safe, whatever you do. And please, if you are someone, like again with today's message, and you may feel like you have lost yourself along the way, please give yourself some grace today and know you can find you again. Have a great day. I'll talk to you guys soon. See you tomorrow. It's another Morning Brew. Have a great one. Bye.